Tariffs, let's talk about them. This has been a major conversation towards the beginning of the year, or let's just say since Donald Trump came into office. There have been a lot of conversation on this. I've had clients who have asked me questions on this. What is this going to do to the real estate market? I'm here to talk about it from that perspective of real estate. There's so much uncertainty around this in the market. So if you're in the market searching, looking to buy or sell, whether you're 9 days or 90 days away from making that decision, you can always reach out to me. My name is Clement. I'm a real estate broker here in the Greater Toronto area. I'm mainly focused on residential real estate. I have a link in the bio. We can get into a quick conversation and see where you are and take it from there and find out if working together makes sense or not. So let's get into the conversation on tariffs. The first thing we want to look at, what are tariffs? Basically, tariffs are taxes on imported goods. We can look at it as increased duties for materials such as lumber, steel, aluminum, which are all major components on the housing industry. So when you look at this, if tariffs go up, that means the building materials get more expensive. And when this happens, in turn, the developers will either be left with three options, really. One, they'll have to eat the extra cost that comes with this. Second thing, they'll pass down the extra cost to the consumers, the buyer, which obviously will make the home prices increase. Then the third thing, the new construction projects will slow down. We already saw this even before the tariffs came in. But now that the tariffs are coming in, be sure to see the new construction market just dwindle. And that market has just been hit hard after this news because of all the major factors that I just mentioned there earlier. So here's where the tricky part comes in. If fewer homes are being built because of the expense, the materials that are needed for this, we could now start seeing inventory tightening up tremendously. Today, the inventory is a lot, but slowly you'll start seeing the inventory slowing down because of this whole tariffs. And when you apply the economic 101, once supply drops and demand increases, typically that means the prices will also start going up. If you look at Ontario specifically, it's the housing market drives the economy tremendously. We'll see the effects of what's happened this year and last year, specifically this year, because there's not so many new projects coming in because there's not buyers going out there to buy this, because the developers will have to increase the price because they have to cover the cost of building this. So this tariff, when you just look at it from a ripple effect, you can clearly see what this will potentially do to the real estate market, or what it's already doing just by the mere fact of the mention of this going up. Another major concern for the everyday homeowner is renovation cost. So if you need to do renovations, let's say to a basement, that you're purchasing a home that has an unfinished basement, or you want to completely turn around your home before you sell it, and you look at how much it's going to cost to renovate the whole place, because obviously the cost of lumber is going to be a lot more, the labor is going to be a lot more, all the materials are going to be a lot more because of the tariffs around it. So this will in turn make you just like, no, I'd rather not do any renovation. I'll just leave it as it is, which in turn will make you keep the home or either hold on until everything turns around. And a compound of this will reduce the number of properties that will come into the market. And again, if the supply is less, the demand is high, prices will start going up. So let's break this down in terms of two sectors, buyers and sellers. So let's start with buyers. How does this really affect you? So the first thing you want to look at is if tariffs push prices up, waiting might not be your best option to do at the moment, because the demand will go up and the supply will be less, so the price will go up. And when this happens, obviously as a buyer, this tariffs could put yourself in a position where you're almost ready to take action, because if the interest rates don't move, that's going to create a different type of reaction to the market. So a buyer, I would say now is probably the best time to take action when there's not much happening. If you're a buyer thinking of getting into the pre-construction market, I would say really think twice about this, because obviously there's a lot of incentive that the pre-construction market will give you. Don't put a blind eye. Don't let the shiny syndrome, the shiny object really mislead you from what the actual grit of what you're purchasing is. Have a clear understanding of the whole numbers, because the developers have to cover the cost. And this is what's affecting the pre-construction market. It's almost dead today. So really look into it. If you're thinking of going into that market, be very careful on how you look at it and really break down those numbers. Reach out to me. I'll help you with this. Don't go to the builder and expect the builder to give you all the information that will tell you like, maybe this is not the best project. The builder will sell it and make it really good for you. So you need a profession to really break it down and make it sense for yourself before you move forward. The pre-construction market with this whole tariffs is something that you really have to pay attention to. Now, for sellers, if inventory starts tightening up, this now becomes a benefit for you because the prices will start going up slightly. So you might be feeling like, hey, you know what, maybe let's wait and let's see, the prices might go up slightly. But now as a seller, what I say is the prices could potentially go up, but they won't be significantly up there. So if you're waiting maybe another year to 2 years, I think you're going to be in a much, much better position. If you're waiting 3 months to 6 months, I don't think you're going to see a major difference in this. So really have a better understanding of your time frame. I'll say base your decision on time frame as opposed to just saying I'm waiting, because waiting within the 6 months, a year, really look into it and see how much more is that, and break it down from, if you're waiting for an increase of 50,000, for example, and you still have to pay off your mortgage, that difference really does not come too much if you really break it down to the really nitty-gritty part of it. But if your home is fully paid out and you're getting an extra 50, obviously that's amazing, because obviously it's going to be beneficial in terms of price increasing. But I would say focus on the time period as opposed to the time period of how long you want to wait. Is it 6 months? Is it a year? Is it 2 years? Is it 3 years? Is it 5 years? I think that's a good approach for sellers. And if you're selling, I can also say this could be a potentially good window, because when the interest rates are dropping down, the buyers will get the buyer confidence to come into the market. So you can potentially now work with some good buyers that are in the market. There's also the other side where you'll have so much competition in the market, particularly now that we're going into the spring and summer market. You're going to have so much competition that if your house does not have specific beneficial features for a buyer, for example, if you don't have a separate entrance, if your basement is not finished, if your finishing is not really good, a buyer might have to do some renovations to it. If you fall under that bracket, you're better off maybe waiting for a market where the supply is very less and put your property up in the market when there's more competition from buyers, as opposed to when it's very competitive with so much supply that is there today. You're going to fall on the lower end of the purchase point, or of the selling point, I would say. But again, if your plan is different, if you've been living in the home for let's say the past 10, 15 years, and it has already appreciated significantly and you fall under this bracket, I would say now look at your long-term plan. Your next purchase is where you really want to focus, because the house has already done its work. Your equity has already increased significantly, because if you bought this in 10 years or 15 years ago, I'm almost positive you have an extra equity of close to 800 or 500,000, depending on the type of house you bought. If you have a detached, a freehold home, you're in a solid position. The thing is, the biggest wild card here is the interest rates. If the interest rates keep going down, that brings consumer confidence for buyers. And that in turn, buyers will come into the market. The sellers will get the prices that they're looking for. So the interest rates will play a major factor in this tariff situation. Don't just look at what's being put out there by the news and freak out by it. Talk to somebody about it. If you don't want to do the research, talk to somebody and then make your decision moving forward. I hope you found some help in this. And if you have, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. And if you have any opinions on this, please, I would love to hear what your thoughts are on this. I look forward to seeing what you guys have. Until next time, have a good one. Thank you.